Good evening, everyone. I'm going to say it one more time. Good evening, everyone. Much better, much better. Welcome to the Robert Grant and Kenneth Butch Henry Trailblazer Award Ceremony. My name is Aaron Dunn, and I serve as the Senior Associate Athletics Director for Student Athlete Development and Administration for Wake Forest Athletics. And I have the honor to serve as the host for this evening's Trailblazer Award Ceremony. On behalf of Wake Forest Athletics, I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening as we come together to celebrate and honor two exceptional individuals, in Sonya Henderson and Keeva Jackson-Breeland, as they receive this prestigious Trailblazer Award. Henderson and Jackson-Breeland occupy a remarkable position in Wake Forest history, being the first Black scholarship female athletes at the university. Their trailblazing efforts opened the doors for young women of color across the nation, enabling them to access a world-class education while pursuing the opportunity to fulfill their dream of playing at the highest level of collegiate athletics. Tonight, as we honor their legacy, let us also reflect on the importance of creating opportunities, breaking down barriers, and let their story inspire us to continue to foster positive change, not only in sports, but in every aspect of life. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful evening with us tonight as we pay tribute to two remarkable individuals and celebrate the ongoing legacy that they have created. We would like to start the evening off and introduce one of our distinguished guests. Dr. Susan R. Wente is Wake Forest University's 14th president and a distinguished university professor of biology and biochemistry. An internationally renowned biomedical scientist, Dr. Wente's cell biology discoveries have laid the foundation for finding new medicines and treatments, as well as inspired her distinctive philosophy of leadership. As president, Dr. Wente leads with trust, transparency, teamwork as core values. And she believes the university's motto, Pro Humanitate, calls for Wake Forest to be catalysts for good in society. At Wake Forest, Dr. Wente has championed access and opportunity, including raising more than $50 million in new scholarships and creating new pathways to admission for first-generation students through early action. She has initiated major projects focused on revitalizing academic campus buildings and leveraging Wake Forest real estate assets in service to the university's mission. She has also led the university in reckoning with its history and expanding its narrative of excellence in ways that more fully reflect its past. Dr. Wente arrived at Wake Forest in July of 2021, following her services as provost and interim chancellor at Vanderbilt University. Please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Susan R. Wente.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction, and good evening, everyone. Wow, it's wonderful to see you all here tonight. It is such a pleasure to get this opportunity to honor Wake Forest Trailblazers Sonya Henderson and Keeva Jackson-Breeland. Wow. Division I college athletics is so deeply woven into the fabric of the Wake Forest experience, and events like tonight are a powerful reminder of the impact that Wake Forest student athletes have on our Winston-Salem community, North Carolina, and our entire region. For example, Bob Grant and Butch Henry were the first two Black scholarship student athletes at a major Division I institution in the South, and we are fortunate to have Bob here tonight with us. It's really great to see you again. I also want to recognize members of the Trailblazer Committee for joining us this evening. I want to thank them for their dedicated efforts to expand the narrative and to really ensure that we are telling the Wake Forest story and history. Keeva and Sonya, being the first Black female student athletes at Wake Forest, took courage and faith. Faith in your teammates, your faculty, your coaches, your peers, and the Wake Forest community. Thank you for taking that leap of faith. Thank you for your courage. In doing so, you illuminated a path into college athletics and a Wake Forest education for many other student athletes to come, who may not have found it without you. To be successful, one cannot walk these paths alone. Mentors and coaches and teachers, as I mentioned, help to light the way and to light that path. I'm grateful to Dr. Herman Urie, who you have told me played such a critical role. Also to Wanda Briley, Lori Bailey, and many others who Keeva and Sonya have recognized as being instrumental in recruiting them to Wake Forest, but more so helping them find success and thrive in their time here. Now, I also want to recognize the roles that others had played in terms of setting the stage for that to happen. Athletic directors are very important. I don't say that because ours is here with us tonight, John Curry, but because we can look at the role that Dr. Hooks played when he served as Wake Forest athletic director, when Bob Grant and Butch Henry and Keeva Jackson-Breeland and Sonya Henderson first enrolled at Wake Forest. His leadership, his partnership with President Tribble, and then President Scales, and then President Hearn, at pivotal moments in our institutional history, contributed in powerful ways to us all being here tonight. Keeva and Sonya, thank you. I want you to know how much I admire you. You are role models for so many Wake Foresters, both past and present. I want to also recognize that I'm very pleased that you've had this chance to interact with, I think there's some women basketball alumni here. I know there's more than one or two. A lot of them. I hope all of you get a chance to connect with our team. This is your team back there? Raise your hands, women. Right. And Coach Jebbia, forging. Oh, there she is over there. I was looking there. Forging relationships and bonds across generations of Demon Deacons is a hallmark of Wake Forest special culture. I heard that from Sonya and Keeva when I met with them before this event, and I know everyone in this room knows well, when Wake Forest students leave Mother So Dear, they go on to further achievements, being catalysts for good all around the world through responding to that Pro Humanitate motto in their own very unique ways. Tonight's honorees are no exception. I know that they have taken a tremendous sense of responsibility in terms of this, and I know that we will all learn a tremendous amount from them tonight. So again, Sonya and Keeva, thank you so very, very much for joining us in this special celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, President Winty, for your words and for joining us this evening. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Herman Urie. Dr. Urie's journey at Wake Forest is marked by several groundbreaking achievements. He was not only Wake Forest's first full-time Black graduate student, but also the first Black doctoral recipient on Renolda campus, and the institution's first Black full-time faculty member. In recognition of his exceptional contributions, both inside the classroom and within the community, Dr. Uri was honored with the university's most prestigious accolade, the Medallion of Merit, on February 16, 2017. Additionally, in April of the same year, Dr. Uri made history by being elected to Wake Forest Board of Trustees, becoming the first faculty member in the modern times to hold this influential position. Dr. Uri has been an integral part of the Trailblazer Committee since its inception. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Herman Uri.
Thank you, Aaron. You will probably hear lots of redundant things tonight because all of us wrote things without looking at what someone else was writing. So, this award celebrates Wake Forest student athletes, alumni, staff, and community members who have blazed trails in the area of diversity, inclusion, equity, and other important social issues that better the lives in the pro-humanitatis tradition that is central to the Wake Forest spirit and its being. The Robert Grant and Kenneth Butch Henry Trailblazer Award was created to recognize the significance of the first Black football players of Wake Forest and their historical role that Wake Forest played in integrating sports in the South. As you have heard before, Wake was the first school, Division I school in the South, to have Black football players of any kind. It took the vision of three people at that time, starting with President Tribble, who asked Bill Tate what he thought about recruiting Black athletes for Wake Forest. And Bill Tate said, "I think it's a good idea." Preceding Coach Bear Bryant's comments when USC ran through his Alabama defense, and he said, "I've got to get me one of those guys," so they were before then. The other person who also shared in this accolade in terms of being first is William Smith, that Bob Brandt, I think, would want me to recognize. It took courage, as has already been mentioned, faith to stay the course, trusting in yourself and in your teammates, tenacity to stay after it day after day, day after day, and more importantly, adaptability to be able to roll with the punch when sometimes you were playing in very hostile environments. These people became, for Wake Forest, and extension to the two young women that we're honored tonight, our Jackie Robinsons, our Athelia Gibson, and our Louisa Harris. They were the people who notched the trees, blazed the trail, and made it possible for people like Helen Williams and Janice Collins to follow them. And that table of women sitting back there to your left, to my left. What Bob Grant and Butch Henry did was to lay a trail that led to a number of talented athletes who came after them. Freddie Summers, who became the first Black quarterback at a major institution in the South, all ACC. Steve Bowden, who was on our committee, all ACC, defensive back for Wake Forest. Bill Overton, another member of our committee, and the late Larry Hopkins, who still owns records at Wake Forest after all these years. In basketball, they paved the way for Norwood Todman from New York, Charlie Davis from New York, and Gilbert McGregor from New York. These are the people on whose shoulders our current athletes stand. It is because of them that we are here tonight to celebrate those folk who blaze trails in an unknown environment to make it easier for someone else to come to Wake Forest. I want to introduce the committee, and if you are here, I would ask you to stand. Phil Barnhill, Janice Collins, Steve Bowden, Tracy Connor-Riddick, Aaron Dunn, Barry Fairclough, Cynthia Kelly is somewhere here, Dwight Lewis, Gilbert McGregor, Roxanne Moody, Bill Overton, Jody Puckett, and Barbara Walker. Thank you very much. I would also like to recognize the coaches, Wanda Briley, if you will please stand, and Lori Bailey. And for those of you who do not know, most people recognize Bill Hayes as the first black coach at Wake Forest, but the first black coach in either men's or women's basketball was Bill McLean, sitting at the table over there. I would also like to pay tribute to Beth and Larry Hopkins, the recent Unite Award winners from Wake Forest, because what they did to assist those athletes is astronomical, in my opinion. All right, thank you. Now, the two people who will be responsible for presenting the awards are Bob Grant and Janice Collins. Janice Collins was a teammate of Sonya and Keeva. She came to Wake Forest a year after they came to Wake Forest, graduating in 1986. From here, she went to Ohio University, where she got a master's degree and a PhD from the E.W. Scripps School of Journalism. She is a published author, an award-winning journalist, someone who recognizes her history, writes on empowerment, and on cultural diversity in all of its aspects. Spent a lot of time in Africa finding her roots and her family. Bob Grant, for whom this award is named, one of the people for whom this award is named, was Wake's first black athlete recruited. He came to Wake Forest in preface to going to Michigan State, where he thought he was going until his coach told him not to. He played at Wake Forest, having an illustrious career at Wake Forest. Then he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts, played with them, and won a Super Bowl with them when they beat Miami, the Miami Dolphins. After football, he had an illustrious career in business and entrepreneurship, and serves as the president of the NFL Retired Association Association of Retired Players. Last year, he was awarded the NCAA's Inspiration Award for mentoring and inspiring young people to pursue their vision and their quest in amateur and professional sports. I present to you Dr. Collins and Bob Grant.
Why don't you go first? You go.
I'm going to be brief, and for the first time in a long time, in traveling and speaking a lot, I wrote what I want to say here tonight, for the most part, because there's that old saying, I think that it was Abraham Lincoln, who was a rail splitter, splitting logs to make fences with. And they asked him what was the most important part of being a champion rail splitter. And his response was to start with a very sharp axe. So I'm going to try to get right to the point here tonight, but there are a few people I would like to mention first. Thank you, Dr. Harold Tribble, the man who made all of this possible, the man who decided that in spite of society's decision toward apartheid, segregation, especially in sports, that he was going to put in an end to it. A white man. And believe me, when he did it at a very risky time, because the people that were making threats and sent him those letters and sent me, Butch and myself letters, and Coach Tate and Dr. Hooks, those letters from the White Citizens Council and the Ku Klux Klan, were people that you had to take seriously because they had demonstrated that they were willing to follow through on their threats. So for Dr. Tribble, you're my good friend and mentor. Thank you for what he did for all of us, what he did for society. And Alabama and Florida State and Clemson and all the rest of them should be thanking him too if you look at what they trot out onto the field every Saturday, like you're now. Because he made that possible, and Georgia. He's the one that made that possible for all of like you're them. The other person that I want to point out specifically, most of you, wouldn't really know, but the award, I'm honored to be named on this award as one of the recipients. But the other person that's named on it is undoubtedly not only the greatest athlete that ever came out of Wake Forest. He was the greatest athlete that ever came out of the South. And that's Butch Henry. So I hope that I'm speaking for both of us here, tonight. Other individuals I would like to mention are Dr. Susan Wente, because she made it comfortable for me to come back here because I wasn't happy when I left for a number of reasons, but that was a different time that we don't really have to get into here now. My good friends, Will Pantages, John Curry, Dr. Ed Wilson, and Dr. Gene Hooks. Without these people, we would not be here tonight celebrating this. Now, I don't deal with color. As chairman of the board for the Retired NFL Players Congress, I represent, I think, about 17,500 players. And we are a manufacturing company. We own real estate. We have an interest in stem cell clinics, one that just opened in Costa Rica, Celebration Life Sciences. will be opening in Tokyo, Japan next year, and probably in Madrid or Barcelona, Spain, the year in 24 or 1925. I don't deal with color. I never believed in the color crap when I was here. There were a lot of other people who did, black, white ones. I never gave a damn what color you were. I always looked at people as to their character, how they treated me, how they related to me, how they related to other human beings. I still operate that way. With all of you who are on the committee for the Trailblazer Award, thank you for your careful consideration of the caliber of person that you're picking to go on to this award. But I hope to see some recipients in the future who don't have as much melanin in their skin as I do, because we have very high achievers here at Wake Forest, and we have had very high achievers here at Wake Forest. Many leaders, many different colors. The color part shouldn't have to do anything with it. I don't want the Trailblazer Award with Butch's name and my name on it to become something that just black athletes get, because it becomes just a token, something then. Let's recognize everybody who deserves your recognition for this award. The speech that I wrote here, because I want to have a very sharp axe here, and I didn't want to take up much of your time. And pardon my cold. The outstanding dedication, courage, persistence, and achievements of Keeva Jackson and Sonya Henderson have left an indelible mark on the lives and journeys of thousands of others in communities, academically, athletically, and socially throughout this nation. As Butch said, we were laughing early on, and we said, my Lord, they're bringing female athletes on that were better than we were, and better athletes than we were. Glad that we don't have to compete against them. Keeva, Sonya, and pardon me for using your first names, but I think I'm old enough to do it because myself and Bill Faircloth are probably the oldest people in the room. We're from the class of 1834. As you join our Wake Forest University legacy of pioneers and leaders on this wonderful night that the Almighty Creator has blessed us with, we celebrate you and look forward to your continued contributions and success. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the lives and development of these two outstanding human beings. And thank you, Wake Forest University, for recognizing Keeva and Sonya as the true trailblazers that they are. Speech delivered by Bob Grant, from Bob Grant and Butch Henry.
Thank you. How appropriate to have him here and to give such a lovely speech about what it's really all about. And now is the time for us to recognize you officially. And it is wonderful. Madam President had talked about the Trailblazers and what that meant, that you're blazing a trail, which means there was no road there until you blazed a trail. And because of that, Keeva and Sonya, as mentioned before, you blazed the trail for me. And I blazed the trail for Helen, and so on and so on. And as we've been going through from decades ago until now, all of the women on the team, we call each other sisters. We hold each other up, we lift each other up. We have workshops. I have a workshop for people, for little girls that want to grow up just like you. Wonderful humanitarians, good people, smart, intelligent, strong, has fortitude, endurance, and courage for life and for the life of others. Because you all have a testimony, which is really a beautiful, beautiful thing. As a matter of fact, I call it stepping into your queendom. It is something special. And I had started, you all didn't know this, I started dedicating it to my sisters on the basketball team. Learning, because back then, Wanda Briley and Coach Bailey always had us dress a certain way before name, image, and likeness. They had us participate in the public in a particular way because we were representing ourselves, other women to come, and Wake Forest University. And so it is my deep honor to recognize you all and be a part of this. And so, one by one, because you'll have an opportunity to speak. It is my great and deep honor to welcome to the stage to accept your award for your endurance in blazing the trail. Ms. Sonya Henderson, please come up.
You want a chair? No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Just like to say good evening to everyone, and how you all doing tonight? Everybody's okay? Good? Amen. They said we got 10 minutes, and my alumni, my ball players know how I like to talk, so I didn't make a speech. But I just wanted to, first of all, I want to thank God for allowing us the opportunity to be here and to share this special moment. I'd like to thank the Wake Forest University family. That still is a family to me to this day and will always be till I close my eyes for the last time. I'd like to thank my family, blood family that's here from all over the country. I have one family member that's here representing from up New York, and I just met this cousin, like just when I was 50 years old, so very late in life. Glad she's here. To all my friends as well for being here. Thank you all. To alumni for being here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet Dr. Winty as well, right? She was a very beautiful spirited person. Nice meeting. I spoke to Mr. Curry, John Curry, a couple of times, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everything. Will, Pantage as well. Thank you so very much for everything as well. And I have to put in that they've done a lot of work with this award ceremony, not just for tonight, but I think for months. We've been working on organizing this. So I'd like to give that big thanks to April Bass. Awesome job. Thank you so much, April. And also to Aaron Dunn, thank you so much as well. They were here to greet us when we came in on Monday. So thank them as well. And I'd like to thank my coaches, Wanda Briley, Lori Bailey, for giving me this opportunity as well. I mean, to have that opportunity to be a member of Wake Forest University. He's not here, but Coach Ron Bray, like to thank him. He was my high school coach. He was actually a football coach here at Wake Forest at the time. And he was like saying, you gotta go to Wake Forest. It's one of the best schools in the nation. And so he opened up that door for me. And my father also was a cook in the kitchen at Wake Forest at that time. So he first opened up the door as well. And he met my mother here as well at Wake Forest. Yes, and thank you all so much. And I have to give a big thanks to my big brother, Ray, as well, because he's been supporting me for, all my life. And he's one of the best brothers a sister could have, and also my other brother, Mike, as well. Just want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for you all for coming here. I appreciate you all. I'm so grateful to Wake Forest University for all the love that I've been shown for this situation, and to me, I would say, all of my relationship, all my life with Wake Forest. I appreciate you all very, very, very much. Thank you. Oh, I also want to thank you to Bob Grant as well, and then also to Butch Henry as well, the organizers of this, not organizers, but main reason why we're also, one of the reasons why we're getting this award, Trailblazer Award. All right, thank you all. Have a good evening. God bless everybody.
God is truly good. God is truly good. And yeah, we loved Sonya and her powerful rebounding and shooting and from the three-point half court. Just not so much dribbling, so much. I'm just joking. And now the next recipient that we'd like to honor and bring to the stage is someone who brought not only, we had Sonya with just the beautiful personality. She never met a stranger and worked hard. Then we had our next recipient who was, I know, born a leader. Born a leader. And she hit that court and brought New York with her. And because of these two, that's right, Barb, New York, Long Island, that's right. And because of these women and the things that they changed, and because of the support that we had, and the playing from these two women and the coaches and everything, we had to move from Reynolds Gym to the Joel Coliseum because so many people were coming to see these women play. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you please join me in welcoming to the stage our next recipient that I'm honored to present, Keeva Jackson-Breeland.
Thank you. Good evening. I am honored to be here I'm back at Wake Forest after 38 years. I am honored to be a recipient of the Bob Grant and Kenneth Butch Henry Trailblazer Award as one of the first African Americans to play women's basketball in 1981. Let that resonate, okay? I can't express how grateful I am to have all of you here tonight. I have many people that I would like to thank who walked with me along this journey and made this possible for me. Thank you to God for the blessings that He bestowed upon my life. Mom and Dad in heaven, and my brother Kevin, who could not be here today, for the unconditional love and support, building my confidence and self-esteem that let me know that I can be and do anything I wanted to do if I put my mind to it. Teaching me the importance of being kind. Telling me, my mom told me this, telling me that I could not come home without my degree. I'd like to acknowledge John Curry, Kevin Smith, Dwight Lewis, Barry Faircloth for their leadership and vision that steered this project. I'd like to thank Dot Casey and Marge Crisp, who were responsible for getting women's athletics started at Wake Forest University. I'd like to thank the Trailblazer Award Committee members who have previously been mentioned. I'd like to thank April Bass, who was responsible for all of my travel arrangements and the ceremony logistics. I'd like to thank Les Johns and Will Pantages for interviewing me for this award and capturing in writing my journey. I'd like to thank Karen Andrione, who was my high school coach in New York. She instilled discipline and focus on the court. I'd like to thank Risa Zander. She was a New York State Hall of Famer and coached me during the summer at the Empire State Games. I'd like to thank Wanda Briley and Lori Bailey. I love you both. You accepted me for who I was and treated me as a person. I love you both. I will always have you in my heart, and we will forever be friends. To my teammates from 1981 to 1985, many who have come back to support me today, I thank you. I need a drink. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know if this person is here today, but Sandy Malak, is she here today? No? Okay. She was one of the trainers. She was my sunshine. When I was injured, I'd go down to the training room, and she brightened my day. She was kind and recognized my pain and always cheered me up. And I thank her for that, wherever she may be. Dr. Herman Urey, my mentor, my father figure away from home. He gave Sonya and I a place to go. We babysat his children, Lauren and Jared. I hope they're doing well. But Dr. Urey is one of the reasons that I came to Wake Forest. He promised my mother that I would graduate, and that I did. I thank you for being the man that you were, and you took care of us. I'd like to thank Sonya Henderson for being and providing me a home away from home also. We were sisters, and we will always be sisters, and you will forever be in my heart. I love you. I'd like to thank the people that came here with me today. First, my cousin Maria Coker, my cousin, my confidant, my friend. I'd like to thank my niece, Sydney Jackson, my favorite niece, my only niece. She works for Stephen Colbert. Anyone looking for a writer, I'll be her agent. My good friend, Desiree Gadsden. When my mother was going through a tough time and she passed away last September, Desiree is a retired RN, and she was with me every day with my mother. And I thank you for that, and you will always be in my heart. I'd like to thank my good friend Tyrone Davis, who's here with me today, and a friend of mine, Matthew McCoy. He's actually an FSU fan. He came to support. He decided to dress in, so let's boo him. Boo! Boo! How dare you come dressed like that? And in thanking people, I need to acknowledge my husband, who continues to love and support me despite the person that I wake up to be in any given day. You know, when I arrived at Wake Forest in 1981, I was following my dream of one day playing Division I basketball on an athletic scholarship. In 1981, not many women had that opportunity, with limited scholarships being given at each university. That dream was actually short-lived because I hurt myself my freshman year, but I actually still played at a high level until my junior year, when I required knee surgery, which would end my career. After consoling me, my mother would remind me of two things. God doesn't make any mistakes, okay? And don't come home without that degree. I would receive my degree in 1985. This has been one of my greatest honors. I thank you all. My mother would want me to leave you with this. Be kind to one another. And to those of you still pursuing your education, don't go home without your degree. Thank you.
Thank you, Keeva. Can we get one more round of applause for our award winners this evening? So next, I would like to bring up Kevin Smith to the stage. Kevin will serve as our moderator for our panel that we've got for this evening. Kevin presently holds the position of Regional Director for Development with Wake Forest Athletics, where his primary focus lies in football alumni engagement. Notably, Kevin is an alumnus of Wake Forest, having graduated from Ronaldo campus in 2000, and is also a former football student athlete. Prior to rejoining his alma mater, he served as Community Director for the City of Raleigh, and is a valued member of our Trailblazer Committee. Kevin, please come to the stage.
So do I go here? How was everyone? So if I could have our award recipients come up, we're going to have a seat here. We're going to continue this conversation. But what better, I'm going to have your coaches also join you. Yeah, just come on up. And what better way to introduce than to start with Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, here am I, send me. And what better way to transition to share the journey and the lives of those that were sent for us, for purpose of change and inclusion, and to move us towards greatness. So first, I want to start by introducing Wanda Briley. She was the women's head basketball coach here at the time, but prior to that, she's originally from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And she was a part of the women's basketball team and graduated from the University of South Carolina. Her journey in the world of basketball took her from a successful playing career to remarkable coaching achievements. After her playing career, Briley assumed the role of head coach at High Point University. Under her leadership, the team achieved a Division II national championship in 1978. She also was named National Small College Coach of the Year. Following her tenure at High Point, Briley took on the role of head coach for the women's basketball team here at Wake Forest. from 1979 to 1985. And during her time at Wake Forest, she had the opportunity to put her stamp on the program and coach Sonya, Henderson, and Keeva, Jackson-Breeland. Briley's coaching journey continued as she went on to contribute her expertise to Winthrop University while also serving as an athletic administrator. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Wanda Briley. And also we have Coach Laura Bailey, a native of Texas, embarked on her journey with Wake Forest women's basketball during her junior year after transferring from Southern Methodist University in Dallas. During her time at Wake Forest, Bailey served as a co-captain during her senior year on the varsity squad. Upon completing her undergraduate studies, Bailey was honored with a graduate fellowship in the Health and Exercise Science Department. Bailey continued her association with Wake Forest women's basketball by serving on the coaching staff from 1979 to 1985. Following her tenure with the basketball program, Coach Bailey transitioned to a career with the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Violent Crimes Division, where she remained until 2009 when she ventured into the private sector. Lori Bailey's unwavering loyalty to Wake Forest University is a testament to her status as a Deke for life. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bailey. So let's start off this discussion. Coach Bailey, take us back to that time when it was time to recruit. You were here at Wake Forest, you're serving as head coach. What were the qualities you were looking for in a player for the program at that time?
Am I on? Okay, I'm on. Never should make this mistake of giving me a microphone. Bad idea. The qualities that we were looking for, Bob Grant, I so appreciated your words that, you talk about you were not judging people, you were not looking at people, whether they were black, white, brown, purple, paisley, or whatever. Along the same lines, we were looking for basketball players who would make an impact, and that was the primary goal. Now, we did not have any African-American players on our team at that time. There were no female African-American athletes at Wake Forest University. And I have to give thanks to Dot Casey, Marjorie Crisp for their efforts in bringing diversity, into the athletic programs here at Wake Forest University. And in summary, what we were looking for was two players like them, who could take control of the game, basically, which both of them had that ability in their own independent styles. You knew that things didn't go so right on a play when they were in the game. Well, you knew the next thing you could just see it in their eyes. They are going to the basket. Either that or Keeva or Sonya was shooting the three-pointers before there were three-pointers. And that's when you'd see Wanda and I on the bench like this. Yep. But anyway, we were looking for impact players and players that could make a difference immediately, and we knew that both of these young women at the time were capable of doing that, contributing to the program.
Awesome. Coach Briley, you had a lot of opportunity. What was it during that time in your life that made Wake Forest a special place for you to want to be at that time?
Is this working now?
There you go.
Okay. Coming to Wake Forest was an opportunity to be an architect of a forward-thinking athletic program. It was going to be a competitive program. It was going to have a winning culture that showed the ACC that Wake Forest was serious about women's athletics, and also that smart girls could ball too.
Awesome. Now, Sonya Henderson, why did you want to become a demon deacon?
I wanted to become a demon deacon because I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, my father had already planted a root here as far as working in the kitchen here at Wake Forest. And my coach, Ron Bray, I really, like I said, looked up to his advice, and I knew that whatever advice he gave me would be good advice for me. And so he said Wake Forest is one of the best schools in the nation. He was a football coach here at Wake Forest, and he told me it was a great school. He said the academics are great at Wake Forest. The athletic program is great at Wake Forest. He said that there were great coaches here that would be willing to, work with us as far as Division I players, and also direct us, professors like Dr. Uri as well, in helping us get that degree as well, which is very important. Get the degree. It took me a little bit longer to get the degree, but I got it. Better late than never. Anyway, I'm sorry, that wasn't the question, but. And then my grandparents lived only 15 minutes from here, and I was raised by my grandparents, so I wanted to kind of stay home and be close to my grandparents, my family at that time. And Wake Forest is 15 minutes from the school. Wake Forest. My hometown, my house is 15 minutes from Wake Forest. So those are the main reasons for me.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now, Keeva, coming from New York, a lot of options. Yeah, I had to put that on there. I had to. I'm trying. I'm from the South, so I'm trying. You had options. What was it about Wake Forest? You taking the chance, coming down to the South, what was it that made you decide that this was the place?
I'm no fool. Hello? I'm no fool. I did what my mother told me to do. No, seriously. I entrusted in Risa Zander, who is a New York State Hall of Famer, and she coached me during the summer. And she had previously coached Barbara Durham, who attended Wake Forest University, who's here today. And Risa Zander guided me towards Wake Forest University and had a good rapport already with Barbara, with Wanda Briley and Lori Bailey. And I trusted her. Not only did Wake Forest provide an opportunity to enhance my basketball skills, but it was an excellent school academically. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want to go to a school that was so large that I got lost, and I felt like Wake Forest was the perfect fit for me at that time.
I want to throw this in to both you and Sonya. Did you know you will be the first when you came to Wake Forest?
No, like Keeva was saying, I didn't either.
I didn't, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't. It was just like, oh, this is just.
I didn't, and it didn't matter at that time. I realized the impact it has now, but at that time, coming from New York, it didn't matter. So I realize now, being that this is the South, what that means. Yeah. But at that time, no, we did not know, and I don't believe my mother knew.
Well, I saw that extra edge you gave on that New York. But Coach Bailey, your assistant coach during that time, what was so special about Wake Forest for you?
Well, I had a history with Wake Forest since I went to school here, at least my last 2 years of undergrad and then graduate school, and I developed wonderful relationships with faculty here. I used to pray every night that I would be coming out that gym door at the same time Dr. Uri was, so I could run with him. I had a connection with Wake Forest since I graduated from high school. Was traveling here frequently, had a high school boyfriend that came to school here as a freshman, and then I ended up transferring in, to be closer to him. And it's a magical place. Unless you come here, you visit here, you meet the people, you have the experience of this. You don't know really. You see Wake Forest and think about it, but I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. It's just so full of bright and energetic people, and people with ideas, and people who are leaders, and that became my experience with Wake Forest, and that was huge motivation to recruit the best players that we had, to give them that experience as well. And these two were just perfect to come into the program.
Awesome. Coach Briley, can you talk about the significance of women's athletics and the impact that you've seen it have and its growth over the years.
This is important, so I made sure that I
Yes.
wrote it down. Sport was and remains a positive way for women to achieve positive life skills. Through their dedication and hard work, female athletes have become positive role models for women everywhere. The expectations, though, have changed. I think we're seeing that, yes, women's sports may be a little different than their male counterpart, but they're just as great, beautiful, and entertaining as the elite male athletes. And I think also corporate America is realizing the marketability of female athletes and the exponential growth potential that women's sports have. NIL availability for women has forever changed recruiting. Therefore, female programs are expected to put a product on the floor that is competitive, marketable, and put people in the stands. Now, women's programs are expect positive results, not simple programs that fulfill the Title IX mandate. We had, when we first came here and we recruited these two young women, it didn't matter to us what color they were. We wanted good players here, and we went after the best players. Some were black women, some were white women. We just wanted to win, and we wanted quality people to win with us. That's the same today. That will never change. And while I have this mic, I'd like to ask all of our players to please stand up. All of our players, please stand up. Woo.
You just follow that up and just say amen and then keep moving. To Sonya and Keeva, you were the first. You talk about not knowing before you got here, but when you got here or the moment that you realized it. Talk about that experience, and you both mentioned the importance and the sisterhood you have between each other. Talk about what it was like to go through that experience together.
Well, Sonya and I were inseparable. You know, we were together, we ate together, we were rooming together? No, we didn't room together. One year we roomed together. You know, when I had a person that I could go get my hair done with, you know, and that's another story. But we were sisters, and we bonded, and we probably bonded first because of the color of our skin, but then we bonded as sisters. And basketball. After practice, we went to play basketball somewhere else, and you couldn't keep me out of the gym. So that experience was something that has brought us here today and will go far beyond this day, into our 70s and 80s when we're friends. Obviously, social media has played a part in that because we lost contact with one another once we left Wake Forest. When we didn't know how to contact one another, and I was really missing in action my senior year. But we're together today, and I'm so happy, and I'm looking forward to the future.
I just want to say exactly the same as what Keeva said. No, but it was just, I mean, a sisterly love, which we still have. In fact, we've created a WhatsApp group with the Lady Deeks, so our alumni, you know, and we're communicating, and I still feel the sisterly love I felt 30-something, 40-something years ago is still there, and I love you all very much. And like Keeva said too, another thing that, for me, the way my grandparents raised me, and my brother and I, is that there's no color. You know, it's like you respect each other, you love each other no matter what your differences are, and that's it. That's the basic thing. You go by a person by and treat people the way you want to be treated. So that's how I looked at coming to Wake Forest. It's like that. There was no color. There was no color back.
So this is the last question for everyone on the panel. When you hear Wake Forest women's basketball, what is one word that comes to mind, and why do you choose that one word?
I'm going to speak first so they don't steal my word. I'm going to say family, because we are a family. Look at all the ladies that are here today supporting us from all over the world. They've come to support us today. And, you know, that's a testament to our relationships that were built back in 1981 to now. So I say family. And, you know, I met a young lady that plays for Wake Forest, Kaya, who is actually from where I'm from, Baldwin, New York. So I plan on getting her number and continuing a relationship with her after this. That's family. That's what family does.
She knew I wanted to take her words. That's why she made yes, coach. But no, I'm going to say perseverance, because from the Wake Forest program, from when Keeva and I was playing before, Roper, you know, the new team we have now, our team, perseverance means through difficulties, through different difficulties, and how can I say that? Just hard times, that we're still standing, and we're still standing strong. So perseverance for me, for Wake Forest women's basketball team.
When I left Wake, I really never left Wake in here. It's still there. I've followed the programs ever since I left. I still follow the programs. Thank goodness we have TV that have women's basketball on it, so I get to watch them a lot. And when I was thinking about a word that reminded me of the women's program, it was evolution. Because when we came in, we were basic and simple. We were trying to get established here. Now, those ladies that sit in the back of the room, they're complex and they're advanced. So it has evolved from us to them.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm looking at you. Well, because you took my word. You're always doing something. Never minded, you know. And I'll pass on from family, because that was my word too. Because we are family, without a doubt. And all of you, the current players back there in the back of the room. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to meet all of you, but you are now family, whether you realize it or not, and you will be family forever. That is what we've rediscovered in our reconnecting here in person. Now, a lot of us have stayed in touch with one another over the years, but we are family. But I'll say this, I'll use this word, and I'll say covenant. We are enduring with one another. We are born to one another through our love for one another and through our experiences here at Wake Forest and after. Never going to go away. Deeks for life.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause for our panelists tonight. Thank you. In so many ways and for so many reasons, thank you. As a graduate and student athlete here, thank you, all of you, seriously. And so I want to transition now and bring up for closing remarks our Director of Athletics of Wake Forest University, John Curry.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and you did a great job of moderating a panel with 4 very smart women, and really great stories and history that we heard. And this is history, right? I'm a history major from Wake Forest, and one of the significant things about this is that these moments and these stories and this gathering, you know, it's being recorded for Wake Forest history. Right? And I think that's really an important aspect of what has happened tonight. There are a bunch of people, and the honorees did a wonderful job of thanking all these people have helped make it work, and I would like to just rattle off a few names really quick. Aaron Dunn and Allison Edwards, April Bass, Greta Kohler, Will Hackley, Sam Rinkus, Mitch Lukowski, Andrew Kovar, Barry Faircloth, and Emily Ritchie, and a bunch of other folks. Just give a round of applause for these folks. And then we're also very grateful for our colleagues at Harvest Table. Food's gotten a little better since y'all were in school, hadn't it, right? Who prepared this meal for us tonight. And all the folks that work so faithfully behind the scenes to deliver this incredible experience for both our student athletes and everyone at Wake Forest. And so you think about Trailblazers, and I think Coach Diane Daly told me that in 1989, there were a total of 22 athletic scholarships at Wake Forest for women, right? And so you fast forward to where we are now. Our women's soccer team returned home on a chartered airplane after beating Miami 2-0 last night in Coral Gables to make the ACC tournament. We had a volleyball team, and then we dropped the volleyball team, and then the volleyball team came back, and the volleyball team right now is clinched a third winning season in a row for the first time ever. Was in the postseason last year for the first time ever. If y'all have not been up to what used to be Reynolds Gym and see what we now call Varsity Arena and the facility space and all that for our women's volleyball team, it's just tremendous. They've lost the first set at Virginia tonight, but they have a pattern of doing that. And I told Coach Smart, as long as you win the last set, it's okay to lose the first set. And then on and on and on. Our women's golf team won the national championship last year. Wake Forest is one of only 7 schools in the ACC to win 10 national championships. And we're going to celebrate, and I was talking earlier, if you're in Atlanta or that area and you want to go see some of the best women's golfers in the world, the East Lake Cup is at Atlanta Athletic Club on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're going to be the only school. Southern Cal's not going to have this. Stanford's not going to have this. Texas A&M's not going to have this. But we're going to be the one that has a local alumni chapter that has a hospitality tent for our fans and families of our players, et cetera, because we really want to make sure that our student-athlete experience is truly world-class. So we got more work to do. I'm really proud and grateful for Coach Jebbia and her staff who are leading us forward. And while we're talking about Trailblazers, I want to recognize Dr. Carol Guth. Dr. Guth, can you stand up, please? She's too shy. Dr. Guth, one of the earliest female graduates of the Wake Forest School of Medicine, and now has been retired back here for a number of years, even though she goes bungee jumping off bridges and stuff like that. There's a video of that from a couple years ago, and has been an incredible advocate and patron for all of our teams, especially women's golf and our women's basketball, Dr. Carol Guth Clubhouse. So all these things that continue to move forward. As we move forward tonight, tomorrow, right, you mentioned, where's our Florida State fan friend, right, All right, right in the back, in the back with Kevin, all right. So, Florida State doesn't have any football players except one football player on their team tomorrow who's ever beaten Wake Forest, right? Because we beat them 3 years in a row, right? So, we like to be good hosts. Best fan experience in North Carolina means for everybody that comes to our game. But tomorrow's game is going to be televised on ABC. Our stadium is sold out, and our recognition of Sonya and Keeva will take place in front of that sold-out crowd. And one of the things on that field, and Bob, you and Butch, and Keeva and Sonya, you've done a lot of things, but you may not know, right? You may not know that we did some work last year Will Pantages, who's been appropriately recognized several times tonight. We did a little work last year. We did some research. How many Wake Forest fans are there? And you may remember, I know Rona Sherrill, who's already pledged to pay for the money to replace the goalpost if they get tore down tomorrow. Thank you, Rona. There was a moment in time a couple years ago where Kirk Herbstreit, when our football team was on its way to winning the Atlantic Division Championship on national TV, he said that Wake Forest and its 6 fans would be there, right? Anybody remember that? All right. So we've done a little research. And what the research says is Wake Forest has 2.7 million fans across the country, right? And that's more than Virginia Tech. We're just about 25,000 behind NC State. We're going to pass them this year. And there's a lot of reasons we have more. Great success athletically, outstanding university. We're in a great place. People have come to Wake Forest just like they've come tonight from all over the country. But one of the things that we found in that study is the breakdown of those 2.7 million fans, right, was maybe surprising to some people. You see, 56% of those 2.7 million Wake Forest fans are white. 44% of those Wake Forest University fans are people of color. 1.2 million, right? And when we asked the question, when we presented this data in our cabinet, Dr. Corey Walker, when I said, does that surprise anybody? And Dr. Corey Walker, who started who is the chair of our new Department of African American Studies here and is also the new dean of our divinity school, Dr. Walker said, doesn't surprise me. Look where we live. We live in a diverse city and in a diverse community, right? And, Bob, for 55 years, there have been incredible African American student athletes representing this university who've gone off to do incredible things, right? And change the dynamics for everyone of who makes up the Wake Forest family. So when you all think about your impact on this community and on this university, it's gone from 1 to 2.7 million, 1.2 million. It is incredible. And you should be really proud, and we're grateful for your leadership that has paved the way for so many great athletes to come to Wake Forest from all backgrounds. And when you look out on that field or look out on that court and see student athletes from all over the country and see fans from all over the country and all over the world and student fans celebrating together these great victories, I hope you are very proud, and as proud as we are grateful for your courage and leadership in making Wake Forest a better place. Now, it was mentioned, we play basketball in Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum, right? And there's going to be some new banners in Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum this winter. And I would like to ask for Allison and April to unveil these 2 new banners that will hang in Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum this year. So with that said, we need a strong commitment for everybody to be back here to watch these women playing basketball this year and look up in the rafters and see these women and others recognized for their leadership for Wake Forest University. Now, did you know we have an internationally known recording artist in our midst. It's your time. It's your time. Come on, Sonya. It's your time. Sonya, 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 Sonya. Ladies and gentlemen, from across the pond, please welcome international recording star, Sonya Henderson.
And I'm indeed humbled and blessed to get this award, and just I'm about to cry. I won't be able to sing, but just very thankful and very grateful, and just happy to see everybody. You know, I love you all, and thank you, everybody. Yes. First song is gonna be So Good, because that's how y'all make me feel. You all make me feel so good. So my song is called So Good, chorus, and it's what we listen to in Europe. It's a little techno, little house. And here we go. Oh, it's not that fast though. No, we got to slow it down a little bit. Still too fast. Still too fast. Still too fast. I was feeling down, I was feeling low every time. No. Wait, it's going a little bit too fast. It's jazzy as dance, but we're not that fast. 1, 2. But or acapella. Wait a minute. While they're getting, we're having a little technical problem. While we're getting the technical problem together, oh, do that one. Listen, boy, there's something I have to say. Here we go. Can we, oh, I'm sorry, can we start that again? Can we start that again? Can we rewind that one? I'm so glad y'all family. I love y'all. When I mess up, it's all good. Can you, listen, boy, there's something I have to say before you turn and walk away. Did you forget to join the Happy Channel yesterday together? I thought, you and I could last forever. But now you tell me you want to leave me. So the atmosphere that now surrounds me is full of heartache and pain. Why don't you understand you were meant to be my man? I need you next to me. Oh, can't you see? Every time I cry, I see you say goodbye. Please just hold me tight one more time. I know I could be your every fantasy. You were my best friend. Does it have to end? There are so many tears, so much pain and fear. You'll have to go away. Please, baby, won't you stay? The atmosphere that surrounds me. 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 Delighted, but disappointed. Yeah, you please me, then you leave me in your arms. Ooh, I feel your charms. And when you hold me tight, the feeling's right. So don't turn your back when you know that. Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back when you know that. walking together in any kind of weather. You were my king, I was your queen, and our royalties was in our love, you see. Oh, so enchanting, hypnotizing. Boy, please rescue me, don't you set me free, 'cause passion's burning, can't you see I'm yearning for your sweet caressing and tender loving. Just wanna be with you, boy, my love is true, 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 true. Woo! The atmosphere that surrounds me, the atmosphere that surrounds me, the atmosphere that surrounds me, the atmosphere that surrounds me. Little old school for you. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Giving me love, 'cause I need love. Don't stop. Make a move. Don't stop. Make a move. Make a move. Don't stop. Make a move. Don't stop. Make a move. Make a move. Don't stop. Make a move. Woo! The atmosphere that surrounds me. 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 Atmosphere, atmosphere. Don't stop. Make a move. Thank you. Thank you all. Feeling the love. Okay, my next song, thank you all so much. Thank you all. God bless you. That was fun. I haven't done that in a while. As y'all see, I'm gonna keep it real. I guess I feel a little bit more comfortable when I sing than when I talk. I don't know, but anyway, my next song, last song I'm gonna do is my tribute, our tribute song, the producers that I work with, to women's basketball all over the world, ladies basketball globally, Coach Gabbia, team, to you guys, the alumni, Wake Forest, like I said, basketball players all over the world, female. This song is my dedication tribute song to women playing basketball all over the world. And it's called, it's a hip mix, and it's called Ladies With Game. And I might need a little crowd participation in this. You don't have to get out of your seat. All you have to do is this. Woo! Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Spin, I work at styles with precision. Ladies represent with the pick, the cut, the pull-up jumper switch, the ball fake, head fake, through the lane dish. Say what? Say what? Oh, lady ballers gonna hype it this year with aggressive moves all over the place. Quick release all in your face. Say what? Say what? It's with game, 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 game. Oh yeah. Ladies with game, 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 game. Oh yeah. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. Lady ballers. Oh yeah. To the hoop, alley oop, that ain't number 2. Baseline move, take it, what you gonna do? Block shot on, get that out of here. Put the pocket, now you got it. Trap it, deny, steal it. Transition, they're on a mission. Listen, listen, box it out, getting down, holding down, shutting down, throwing down without a doubt. Check it out, working the game. Ladies with game, 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 game. Oh yeah, come on. Ladies with game, 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 game. Oh yeah. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. Lady ballers. Oh yeah, lady balls on the court coming tall and short, representing spin styles with a baseline cut, crossover hesitation, winner indication, cause all lady ballers gonna hype it this year. All lady ballers gonna hype it this year. Came in game with shame, with fame, the same style in wheel. Each got their own little deal. Oh yeah, check it out y'all, check it out y'all. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, come on. Ladies with game, 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 game. Oh yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. They be ballin', representin'. Lady ballers. Oh yeah. To the teams up north, to the balls down south, hoop it up, hoop it up. To all lady balls around the world, hoop, hoop it up, hoop, hoop it up. To the teams on the west, to the balls on the east, hoop it up, hoop it up. To To all people lovers around the world, hoop it up, hoop it up. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Oh yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Yeah, yeah, they be hooping, they be ballin'. Representing this right here goes a little something like this. Check it, huh? That over there goes a little something like this. Check it. To the teams up north, to the balls down south. Hoop it up, hoop it up. Come on, y'all, hoop it up. Around the world, hoop it up, hoop it up. To the teams on the west, to the balls on the east, hoop it up, hoop it up. To all people lovers around the world, hoop it up, hoop it up. Woo! Ladies for game, oh yeah. Ladies for game, oh yeah. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. They be hooping, they be ballin', representin'. Lady ballers, oh yeah. You can get some too. Get took to the hoop by a lady baller. Shot caller got smooth moves on the court. Off the court, get respect, nothing less. Put your game to the test. I'm the best, representing lady ballers, nothing less. Representing B-ballers, nothing less. Who got game? Who got game? You got game, you got game. Who got game? Who got game? We got game, we got game. Who got game? Who got game? We got game, we got game. Woo! Lady ballers. Thank you all so much. God bless you all. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. God bless you all. I hadn't mentioned their names yet, but I want to mention it now. It's just a little something I want to sing a cappella. Thank you all so much. God bless you. And it's my voice is a little bit hoarse now. I've been running since Monday, since I got in from Brussels, but I have to share this. And it's just a little a cappella thing, and it goes like this. Ooh, I catch my breath. Now she's believing, she's achieving. You know she's got what it takes to make it. So hold your head up high. Never give up. Why? 'Cause you're a powerful woman. You're a powerful woman. And can't nobody stop you from doing your thing, your thing, your thing, your thing, your thing, your thing. And I had this little rap, from Adam's rib you came. Ain't no shame in your game. God gave you power to give birth. Now show the world what you're worth. You deserve respect and nothing less. Never give up. Sisters, hold your head up. A big shout out to power women of the past. Miss Marge, Miss Dot, yeah, you gave a lot. Two queens who will never be forgot. I hadn't mentioned their name yet, so I had to say that. Coach Marge, Miss Dot and Miss Marge were the athletic directors that were here when Keeva and I came in, and I just want to give them a big shout out. I know they're looking down from heaven, smiling, and just want to give them a big shout out. And a big shout out to my grandparents. I have to say that, my mom and dad and everybody. And I love you guys. I know it's a long evening. Take care. God bless you all. Thank you.